Hey, how's it going, everybody? Scott Spreitzer here, DocSports.com, with the top 5 football countdown for the weekend of November 8th and 9th. Going to incorporate 2 NFL plays into the countdown this week. We'll get to all the plays in just a moment. All of my college and pro football plays are available on Thursday at DocSports.com. We're going to kick things off with the Raiders-Broncos clash, and we've got 6 plays so far. I might add a 7th on Thursday. I'm recording this late Wednesday afternoon, but might add a 7th play on Thursday afternoon, depending on injury reports and line moves. As of right now, we do for sure have the 7-star in college football Saturday, 6-star NFL this weekend, and again, at least 6 plays on the homepage at DocSports.com, where you can also find all my daily stuff, NBA, college basketball, soccer, NHL. As far as football, after last week's winning week, we're now 31-16, 66% the last 8 weeks. And going back long-term to mid-September of last year, 101-65 and up over $10,500. So we'll look to stay hot. All right, let's get to the top 5 countdown for this week. We're going to start with number 5, Nebraska, heading to Pasadena to take on the UCLA Bruins. And it is, well, a Nebraska team that's handicapped by the loss of their starting quarterback, Dylan Raiola. Kind of the heart and soul of this team so far this season. Now it's going to be TJ Lateef. He's back up. He's a freshman. If you watched last week's game against USC, Nebraska looked like they were probably going to win that game. Raiola gets hurt in the third quarter, and Lateef, boy, he looked like a freshman making his first serious snaps, or taking his first serious snaps. He had taken a few snaps earlier this year, but nothing like he had to do against USC. And he looked like a freshman. He did complete 5 of 7 passes, but how about 1 yard per pass? 5 of 7, 7 yards. That's what TJ Lateef did last week. He's kind of on the thin side. We know about the changes and the improvements that UCLA made after they said sayonara to Deshaun Foster. They now have a clue every week. They have a game plan, and their offense is in better shape going into this one than Nebraska's. And listen, Lateef shows why he was recruited to Lincoln. He does at times in practice. And after a week of practice, he may be a little bit better at it. But again, I don't think the Huskers get the job done on the road. Number 5 play is the UCLA Bruins, and they're laying 1.5 in most shops right now. Number 4, we're going to look at the total in the Browns-Jets clash. It's 38. We like the under here for our number 4 play, Sunday NFL. I didn't blame the Jets for sending a couple of defenders, packing trade route, including Sauce Gardner. It's not like playing solid defense for this team has led to a bunch of wins. It's led to 1. And they're going to need to focus in the offseason, obviously, on some offensive talent. Right now, the offenses are good, and the Browns' offense is putrid. Yes, I'm Captain Obvious here. Dylan Gabriel, too small for me as far as an NFL starting quarterback. He's the Cleveland quarterback. The team struggles just to get to 250 total yards per game. They don't normally reach it out as of the last month or so. Despite the defensive moves, I do believe this game stays under the posted total of 38. Moving on to the number 3 play, also from the NFL. Looking at a team total this week. The Jags are at Houston. I like the team total on the Jags under 18.5 points. And speaking of solid defenses, that is the Houston Texans. My lone NFL loss last week. I had Houston over Denver, and it was looking okay. And then, of course, C.J. Stroud gets hurt. Here comes Davis Mills. How about 5 trips inside the Denver 30, and all they could do was settle for 5 field goals? Anyway, that was last week. Still a little bitter. The Jags offense is a bit on the anemic side. The 30 points they scored last week against the Raiders didn't tell the whole story. They did acquire Jacoby Myers, nice pickup, but I don't think he's going to make a big difference here against the Houston Texans. Only 2 teams have reached 20 points against Houston this season. I think that Jaguars team total stays under 18.5, my number 3 play in the countdown. Number 2 play, heading to the ACC. I like Boston College plus the points, getting 11 right now from SMU, this one at BC. I'm a little concerned about SMU's ground game. We had them in the top 5 countdown last week, and they did get the win over Miami, but I'm concerned about that ground game. The last 2 games combined, SMU has carried the ball 53 times for just 98 yards. Yes, less than 2 yards per carry. They had 23 yards on 25 carries against Miami last week, and we're still able to win that football game, fortunately. This has been an extremely disappointing and frustrating year for BC under Bill O'Brien. 1 win on the entire season after a bowl appearance last year and expect to do better this year. But anyway, this could kind of salvage a little bit of the disappointment if they're able to pull the upset here. The offensive line does need to protect the quarterback. They are top 30 in passing yardage per game, and SMU is pretty bad defending the pass. I do believe that BC, in this tough spot for SMU, BC is going to be able to hang this double-digit number. Number 2 play in the countdown, Boston College, over the SMU Mustangs. Number 1 play is UConn, plus the points over Duke. And tell you what, Duke is fresh off that big controversial road win over Clemson. If you saw the play call in the game, it was ridiculous. But anyway, we'll move on in a game where Duke was outgained by more than 100 yards. They were able to beat Clemson. And listen, I've been on Duke or against them a lot this year, like 5th or 6th time this season that I've been involved in a Duke game. And don't get me wrong, I'm a big Darian Mensah fan, the quarterback for Duke. But they have the big game up next against Virginia. And this really is the so-called game of the year for the UConn Huskies, and they're at home. I love what Jim Mora Jr. is doing with this program. He's really taking care of business in East Hartford. They're getting the job done. And if you haven't followed UConn Husky football, I just got to throw this out there, this note. Their quarterback, Joe Fagnano, he's completed 69% of his 304 passes. But check this out, 22 touchdowns, no interceptions. And if you include last year, Joe Fagnano, quarterback for UConn, 42 touchdowns and 4 picks. That's it. This year and last year, that's some serious stuff that doesn't get a whole lot of ink. They've also got Cam Edwards, who's run the ball for over 800 yards this season, 5.7 yards per pop. Duke better be careful. They're 119th in passing yards allowed per game. They better be careful here. I think UConn plus the points to at least hang that number is the way to go. So let's recap the top 5 countdown, and it is number 5, UCLA over Nebraska. Basically almost a you win, you cover situation for the Bruins. Number 4 play, under 38, the Browns and Jets in Sunday's NFL. Sticking to the NFL for our number 3 play, the Jaguars under their team total of 18.5. Number 2 play is Boston College plus the points over SMU, BC plus the points. And the number 1 play in this week's countdown, the UConn Huskies plus the points over the Duke Blue Devils. Folks, if you like these videos, click on that thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe. We sure do appreciate it over at DocSports.com. And then you don't miss any of the videos from all the guys and all the videos that come out each and every week from the fellows at DocSports.com. I'm Scott Spreitzer. Let's put it in the win column and just check out my videos each and every day, because we will be up each and every day throughout the rest of the week, including the Joes versus Pros NFL report on Friday. Take care, everybody. Best of luck.